Yay!
Okay, we did it.
Yes. Mission accomplished. Oh wait, now I gotta move this.
Of course, my phone died as soon as it turned 8:30.
No way. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. Of course. All right. So, you ready?
I think so.
Ready as we'll ever be. All right. So, welcome everybody to the first episode of the Cancer Diaries with Vicki. Her Instagram is Vic_Wood. And she also had Hodgkins lymphoma. She had stage 2B, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so she's going to tell us a little bit about her journey. Do you want to start with like symptoms and how you got diagnosed?
Yeah. So it was kind of weird. Like really random things were happening to my body. Like the whole year of 2013 from like, I don't even know, like from January all the way up until, when was it? November when I got diagnosed.
Mm-hmm.
And I was getting, I remember one time getting this migraine that I even like lost vision in my eye. And I mean, that's so scary because I thought like, I don't know, having literally having a stroke or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, I kept getting like, this is like a lot TMI maybe, but like UTIs like all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I never like, I
Yeah,
always like,
had that.
yeah. Then once I started getting then one time in the same year, I woke up one morning and my whole face was literally swollen. I have a picture of it. I wish I could bring it up. But my eyes were almost swollen shut. It was so itchy. I went to a dermatologist and she just prescribed me like, I don't know, some steroids.
Medicine.
Yeah. And what else? And which is weird because I just went to a new dermatologist recently for like an annual checkup.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him I had Hodgkins lymphoma. Hate that. And he asked me if I had symptoms like a rash or anything, and I told him about my face, and he said, "You went to a dermatologist and they didn't even like do blood work or anything?" And I said, "No." And he's like, "The first thing, like if a young person in their early 20s or whatever, if they have a rash or something crazy like that, he always does blood work."
Yeah.
And I thought that was like,
Crazy.
yeah.
And how are you supposed to know that? Like, you're just trusting them to know what
I'm
to
like,
do.
put a weird lotion on my face. Like, I don't know, like allergic reaction. Who knows?
Yeah.
Fast forward to, let's just say September.
Mm-hmm.
So I started, what was it, like my second year at OCC. And I was going to school full time. I ended up dropping one of the classes before I got diagnosed. And that's when like these hardcore weird side effects started happening. Stuff with my ovaries were happening. Like they said I had a burst ovarian cyst. I like blacked out on my bathroom floor. Had to stop going to school a lot. What else? Headache. The lump in my neck appeared right after my 20th birthday in August.
Mm. I
It
can
might
see
be
you,
my.
but
Okay.
maybe now it's better.
Okay, we're done. I hear you now too.
Okay. Don't move.
I'm not moving. I'm leaving my hands like right here. I'm in like our spare room where Brian plays his music. But so I went to the one doctor. The first time, he kept thinking that I was pregnant, which was like really weird. And so then I went back to a couple weeks later with the I couldn't breathe, the like crackling in my chest, the lump, with all these side effects. And then all the nurses that were in there that were like taking my blood pressure, doing breathing tests, all these things, were more concerned than the actual doctor. And that kind of put something in my head, like, okay, like maybe I'm really sick, but I never thought cancer. So then the doctor comes in.
Not.
Yeah. And the doctor comes in and she goes, oh, you have a pulled muscle. I was like, but I have a lump on my neck. And how do I get a pulled chest muscle? And she's like, you know, you could have like reached for a glass wrong in your kitchen. I'm like, absolutely not.
No.
She literally prescribed me pain pills and it's just like sent me on my way and said, well, if it doesn't get better in a month, then come back or whatever. So I didn't take the pain pills. I just literally ripped them up. And I remember going to my mom and I was like, told my mom everything because she's a nurse. And I think
I'm sad about this. It's maybe Vicki will come back on and we can try this again. It literally just ended out of nowhere. Vicki, what happened? I don't know what's going on.
I think it's me. I really do.
Yeah, it just like literally ended. It was like, live video is done.
Okay. I'm in the kitchen. Hopefully this is better.
Okay.
I don't know.
So weird. I was like, did we like run out of time? I don't forget.
I know. I didn't know if that like happened. Like, what the fuck?
Just cut us off. Well, we'll just morph these videos together somehow. So. Okay. Your mom was concerned.
Yeah. So, every woman in my family is a nurse. So, thank God. But I told my mom a couple days later, I was like, can you please listen to my lungs? Like, something's not right. So she listened to my lungs, made an appointment with a pulmonologist, a lung doctor, which was her friend. He got me in literally like 2 days later, or maybe that next day. And he was like, didn't even charge me for the appointment. Like, no copay, like nothing. He was really cool. Yeah. He took a look at me, like examined me, and he said, Vic, I'm not going to lie, something's there. We're going to do blood work, ultrasound, chest x-ray. I think that was it. So the next day, I got the blood work done first, and then, sorry, my phone is messing everything up.
Okay. Obviously, this was going to happen. Like, we're just doing the best we can. Yeah. What else? Okay. So I got blood work and the chest x-ray the next day. And at where my mom works, hospital she works at. And I'm gonna get emotional. And she was the doctor was like taking longer than normal with the x-ray. So my mom was like, I think we were in the waiting room for literally like an hour. And my mom went back there because she knew the doctor and was like, my mom didn't come back to the room. And another nurse like got me. And I'm in my head, I'm still not thinking like, I'm just like, oh, maybe she got caught up talking because she's a talker. Yeah, your mind doesn't just go, oh, I have something wrong. Yeah. And so it's like this tiny room, that like dark room. There's a doctor, my mom, and I guess like the nurse that brought me in. And I looked at my mom and she was like,
crying. And I was like, what's wrong? Like, what's wrong? And, sorry.
It's okay. Now I'm going to cry too.
I haven't talked about this in so long.
Yeah. Well.
But then I looked at the doctor and he was like, they had the x-ray up on the computer screen and he was like,
yeah.
He said, like, sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. I completely get it.
He said, this isn't a normal chest x-ray.
Mm-hmm.
And literally, like, your world just, like, all I kept saying was, like, I'm going to die, like, and I don't remember anything. Like,
You just black out.
Yeah. I just remember being, like, in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
And, like, it was weird.
Because why were you in the wheelchair? Just because you couldn't breathe or whatever? Like, you were just...
Yeah, I collapsed, I guess. I don't even know.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, that's all I remember. And then after that, I got a CAT scan with the iodine. And then I got a biopsy the next day with my scar.
Yep.
And
Sisters.
and yeah, that's when it was confirmed, like, what it was and everything.
Yep. And for those couple days, your whole world is just, like, morphing together, spinning. Like, it's just...
Yeah, you don't know what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but once I found out, like, once I had a diagnosis and everything, like, I was, like, determined.
Yeah. Then your mind goes from, okay, like, now it's, like, go time.
Yeah. You just get, like, a whole new shift in you.
Yeah. So, obviously, now we could touch on the fact that you have to be your own advocate and, like, you knew something was wrong, and even though you probably didn't get the result that you wanted, like, good for you for still going to the doctor and, like, making sure you figured out what it was. You know?
Yeah. Like, it's so important just to listen to your body, and so many doctors nowadays are just there to, you know, here's a pill for this, here's a pill for that, but you cannot just, like, say, okay, I'm going to take this pill, like, do your research on, and, like, doing your research, I know when you Google everything, it's, like, automatically you're dying of cancer.
Plan your funeral now.
Like, I remember someone posted, like, oh, well, I found these symptoms online, and it says I have elbow cancer. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
But if you know your body, like, if something's not right, you know.
Yeah. You have to do your research. If the doctor wants to give you, like, a medication, look that up. Get a second opinion. Like, you have to get a second opinion for anything. Like,
yeah,
thyroid, cancer, obviously, just anything that's so important to your health and that could literally change your life. A second opinion is so important, and be your own doctor.
Mm-hmm. We have all the resources now that you can, you know.
Totally. Yeah.
So what was, like, chemo? Like, how did that go for you? What did you have to do for, like, treatment and stuff? Like, did you have to do every day, every other week? What was it? So
we did every other Thursday it was 12 rounds.
Wait, mine was every other Thursday too. That's so funny.
Isn't that so weird?
That's so weird.
I tell you that last night, like, my chemo was on Thursday too.
Yeah, twins.
I know. And I think you ended yours when I started mine.
Yes, right after.
Like
yep.
Yeah. That's so weird.
So funny. So every other Thursday for 12 rounds, right?
Yeah, 6 months.
And what was your first chemo like?
Whew. So I remember getting it on the Thursday, and Friday I felt so good. I was like, oh my God, I feel amazing. I'm going to eat this. Oh my God, this is awesome. Like, I'm not going to get sick.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Saturday came, and I was like,
bye.
Never mind. I'll see you guys whenever.
Yeah. How long did it, like, last that you felt like that?
So I was trying to think about this. I know it was so the Friday I always felt, like, chill.
Mm-hmm.
The Saturday is when it hit me, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I want to say for almost up until almost a full week, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Yay. And so I know for me, the first chemo, I was instantly like, this is it. They're going to start pushing these drugs and I'm dead. Like, there's no chance, like, I'm surviving this. Like, we were talking about how, like, I broke out in a huge rash 2 days before because I was literally that nervous. Like, did you feel like that at all, like, before or during?
Yeah. My mom and dad came to, like, my chemo,
Mm-hmm.
or, like, all of my chemos. And that's what, like, my dad's, like, was your typical, like, old dad, like, had the flip phone, like, would do, like, the finger, like, and I would bring my dad, and he was, like, he would take his first selfie, which was, like, the funniest thing. But he, like, really helped me, my parents both, and my whole entire family, my cousins. But
yeah,
my first chemo, like, yeah, I was definitely scared. I remember crying just because, I mean,
that's when it gets real.
Yeah, it's like, oh shit, like, this is the real life.
Yeah, like this is happening. Did you have any like side effects or like from chemo like during?
The one thing that was a pain, I didn't get a port, so like they used my veins.
Same.
And there would be time. I remember this one time, it was way into treatment that they couldn't find my veins, so sometimes it would take like an hour just to find one vein. And one time, like all different nurses would come in and out. Yep. They would like turn my arm like this, and they're like, "Okay, Vicki, don't move. Like we got one."
You're like, okay.
Yeah,
I had that too.
It's so you didn't get a port either.
No, I had to get a PICC line at the end because my veins were shot. But
yeah,
but that was a whole nother. If you went back, would you have got a port now, knowing what you know then, or no?
I don't know because I don't know.
I go back and forth. I feel like I would have, just so like it would be quick and easy and like wouldn't have to get stuck a million times, because I had a lot of complications with mine, but I was like so superficial about the scar.
Oh really?
Yeah, I was like, nope, don't want the scar. So stupid.
I don't know, because one thing's with the port, I was so paranoid about any type of infection, even with chemo.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like today I don't think I'd have a choice.
Yeah.
Because my now are like still shot.
Yeah. That's true.
I don't know.
So like, did you get any of like the mouth sores that some people get, or like any of that stuff?
Yeah, the mouth sores were terrible. It's so weird. I would my two friends, Marissa and Shannon, that I met through chemo, actually met Marissa like in a chemo room, which was really weird.
That's so cool though.
Yeah, at Sloan you would just have your own chemo room, like separate.
Yeah.
But this one day they were so packed. So they just put us in the same room, and they had the curtain, and I was like, "Mom, I think the person next to me like is young too." And she like kind of like, yeah. So yeah, we just became like inseparable. Like we were so close.
That's awesome.
And comparing our side effects.
Oh no. I don't know if anyone else can see Vicki right now, but mine is like spinning. Fuck. Come back. Did she come back in yet? Okay. No, we met through the Instagram Let's F Cancer. So crazy. We just met on the internet. The ring light is truly magic. Yes. It makes me look good, and I really don't normally look like this. But yeah, me and Vicki have been friends since she had chemo. Like we said, I finished and she had just started, and I remember like texting her all the time, like when I was at college. She would be like, "Oh, I have a wicked bad headache. Like, is my brain gonna explode?" Oh, here she is. Yeah. But we talked a lot throughout her treatments.
All these complications are my fault.
I'm just keeping it going. I don't even know what I'm saying, but all right. Let's hope that this is the one. Third time's a charm.
My phone died. That's why.
No way.
It's plugged. So we're
Okay. Don't move. Keep it plugged in. All right. Where were we? You met Shannon.
Yeah, Shannon, Marissa. I met Marissa in person. I met Shanna. Pliables joined. Hey, Pliables. Shannon, Marissa. Who else? I met you. You were the first one. Because I remember seeing your videos like that. I made one YouTube video.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing that.
I don't know why. I like thrived off of that.
No, yours like it helped so much. It was crazy.
And then now look, we're friends. That's like the best part.
And
so
that was
crazy.
Ago, which is even crazier.
Yep.
That's
insane. But that's what like the whole point of this is, so that we can like help other people do the same thing. Like, I'd love to meet someone right now that's going through it, and we could hang out with them too. It's like a whole little world that we have together.
Yeah, I agree.
So throughout chemo, you had the mouth sores and bone pain.
Mouth sores, the no appetite, not really nausea, bone pain from the Neupogen, the jaw, your femur, hair loss. What else? Fatigue.
Yeah.
I can remember all of them.
Yeah.
You
just like a severe hangover for a couple days.
The worst hangover of your life that lasts a week long. Yes.
That's funny. And how was it when you were like trying to balance like life outside of fighting for your life?
You know, it came to the point where everyone was kind of just like, oh, Vicki, like, just texting me all the time and like, oh, I want to come over. One of my friends, we're not friends now from other things, but like, she would say like, do you want to get sushi? And I'm like, I can't.
I'll puke.
And but I did have a really close friend at the time, and she came over, and she had such a busy schedule herself, and she always made time at least once a week to come over and just chill and like watch TV or something, and that was like amazing.
So important. You need that. You need someone to keep it real with you too, like I feel like that helped me too, like having people that were just like your friends and not just being like, how are you? Like, you know, when people give you the how are you doing? Like, and it's not just how are you doing, it's like, how's your cancer doing?
Are you gonna die?
Yeah, like, exactly. Like, which is understandable. Like, what else are you supposed to say? But it's just funny.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I always gave that friends like of course no one knows how to deal with this. Like, yeah. I'm 20 years old, like, nobody knows, but my family, all my cousins, like, they're the ones that never treated me like, you know, special or anything. Like, every time I had anxiety, I would call them, like, text them, and even though they're younger than me, like, we're only about a couple of years, they just made, like, the world's difference in my cancer.
Yeah, you gotta have a close group of people.
Yeah, they were literally my backbone through, like, everything. But I never, like, I just chilled at home and watched The Office, Shameless, Orange is the New Black.
Every show. I think I went through Vampire Diaries. That was my binge show. And so let's go down. Let's see. Oh, egg freezing. Did you do any of that?
Okay, so before treatment, we were like going through like all the specialists that we had to see, and I saw the OB there, which I loved. She was like so freaking nice, and she explained everything, but it was such a process to like freeze your eggs, and like then you're getting poked with more stuff, and I'm like, I just want to start treatment. Like,
Yeah.
I figured I'm 20, I'm young, like let's just hope for the best. So
good. And what would you say like the pivotal moment like for you was with your experience with cancer? Like,
so I think just learning more about the human body, and I did a lot of research about like what causes cancer, what's even in the chemo drugs, and like why does it make you do that? Like, why does your body react this way, and all this stuff. And I kind of really got into whole like organic. Obviously, I remember cleaning out my room. I threw out like all of my perfumes, my nail polishes, my makeup, anything with like chemicals in it. I literally just threw it in the trash. But that probably it didn't answer this question.
No, but that's true though. That's what made you like how you are now, and now your job is
yeah.
What's the word? help me. A statistician. So, yes.
Yeah. So it made me like focus more on the whole body of, you know, health and wellness.
And natural, yeah. I'm the same exact way. I literally haven't ate meat in like so long. I'm so into like organic, natural things because it's crazy the amount of things that cause cancer. And I know some people would roll their eyes at that, but like there's so much to be said about all the chemicals and absolute shit that is in all of our products every day. Like it's awful. So I literally am always like, my mom laughs at me all the time. She's like, you're absurd, but I won't buy anything unless it's like organic.
Same. It's just like we'll go out to eat and like once a week I'll like splurge or whatever, which is fine. But I don't like, you know, get crazy over it. But if I'm buying it, like I can't buy it, you know.
Exactly. It has to be like good.
Yeah, totally.
What did you wish you heard when you were going through chemo? Like, what do you wish someone told you, or
to learn to be your best friend?
That's a good one. Learn to be your best friend.
Yeah.
And be tough for yourself.
Yeah.
What else do we have here? So I guess that kind of ties into like how your mindset and staying positive throughout the whole thing. You just gotta like trust yourself and not lean on anybody. Like, I don't know for you, but for me, like seeing my parents and my family like so upset, like was tough to show them like I'm fine, you know?
Yeah. I remember my mom was upset one day and it was like pissing me off. And I was like, Mom, like if I'm not crying, you shouldn't be crying.
Exactly.
And yeah.
Yeah. So. I feel like the parents take it so much harder than us, because you can't, I mean, I guess we're their little babies, but I'm like, I'm fine. And I feel like that tested our relationship so much too. Like we fought all the time, but now we're fine. So where are we here on my list of questions?
I know, I'm looking at the list that I made. Like, oh, this is going to be so organized. Now I'm like, what? No.
But that's just the way it goes. So I guess we could talk about life after cancer and how that's been, and if it's been harder for you or just been fine.
Well, it started off good. Oh, I guess. I don't know. I was like hanging out with my friends and kind of just, I don't know, just like doing all the things that I couldn't do when I was going through treatment. And then they kind of just like dropped me as a friend like a couple months after treatment. So then my 1-year cancerversary came around and I invited all my friends out to Asbury, which is near our house, like a bunch of bars and restaurants and stuff. And I was with my boyfriend, now the hubs, and his friend's girlfriend at the time. And it was so fun just hanging out with them. But at the end of the night, I remember coming home and I just started like crying because none of my real friends were there, you know?
That's awful.
Besides, like,
him.
Brian looked at me and goes, he's like,
oh, wow. Like, it's not the same. Like, I feel like if you're watching this and if you have a friend that's going through it or whatever, like, that's a huge thing. Like, be there for them. They need that support. Like, that sucks.
Yeah. And it was like, I was so shocked then. And what hurts the most is when someone says they're going to be there and they don't even show up.
Exactly. Because for them, it's like, oh, she's through treatment. It's done, like 1 year, whatever, 2 years, 3 years, 20 years. Like, it's still something that, exactly, if they're your real friends, they'll be there. But for me, at least, like, for after cancer was so much worse for me and hard than it was during treatment. During treatment, everyone's there. And then after, it's like, you're still dealing with all the side effects. You still don't have friggin' hair. Like, hello, main thing. Like, you look sick still. Like, it's not just like, hey, everything's great. Like, you need your friends. And I wish that I could punch them all in the face for you because that sucks.
Yeah. Another life after cancer was, this was like a year after I finished treatment, and I wanted to go back to school to be like a registered dietitian and then work with special needs. And when I found out I had cancer, I had to stop going to school. And when I was taking 3 classes at the time, when I told those teachers, 2 of them failed me. And 1 teacher gave me a B+ because she was just awesome. And so that lowered my GPA. So when I wanted to go back to school, I couldn't take out any, like, financial aid or anything. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, you have to write an appeal. But that appeal that I would write would just go in the pile with some other kid that, like, just failed the class because he didn't want to go to the school, like, go to class. Yeah. And it's like, I've been, like, working my butt off to try and go back to school. Mm-hmm. So that was a pain.
Yeah, that's tough. And also hate those teachers.
Yeah. I don't even remember what they look like or their names, but
that's terrible. All right. I don't know. Do you have anything else, like, you want to tell people or you want to share about with cancer, anything that was anything?
I don't know. I feel like this could be, I don't know. I guess, I don't know. I can talk about just, like, a little what my future plans are.
Yeah, definitely.
So, I wanted to find a way to help people that would, like, listen to me and, without obviously being a doctor or anything. So I decided to go to skincare school. Last year I got certified in oncology skincare, which helps people that are going through chemo, like giving them facials and light massages and how to treat like radiation scars and burns and like makeup application, eyebrows, eyelashes.
Could have used that.
Could
have used that.
Just like really gentle stuff, which was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
What else? I also went to the Institute of Integrated Nutrition to become a health coach, and I'm gonna get certified in yoga for cancer.
That's
so that book that I sent you, that's it just teaches about teaching yoga to people that have cancer. So,
and would you have ever done any of this if your life hadn't thrown you into this path? Like,
no, I honestly don't think I would have never gone down the oncology path at all. I mean, when my dad was sick with cancer a couple years ago, just watching that was like a huge slap in the face. because that could have been that could have been me, like that could have been anybody. And just watching him, you know, get pumped with that chemo like that, really, I think that was like my pivotal moment of figuring out like I have to make a change.
Yeah, like what can you do to make a difference in this world?
Yeah, like how to just, like make people feel good and just give them a space to come to, like that they can just forget that they have cancer, and just a place for them to, you know, take a deep breath, take their wig off.
Yes, take your wig off. I love it.
And just like relax for an hour or two, you know?
Yeah.
So,
well, that's so amazing. And I'm so excited for you, and I can't wait to see all the amazing things you're going to do. I think we can both agree that even though cancer sucked and changed our lives in a way, kind of changed it for the better.
I totally agree.
Yeah. I
wouldn't change it.
Me either. It grew us, and we wouldn't know each other, so.
No. I know.
All right. Well, if anybody has any other questions for Vicki, her Instagram is Vic_Wood. I'll tag her. Or at Cancer Can You Not. So please, like, reach out to us. Let's talk. Let's be friends.
Yes.
You're not alone. And if you want to be in one of these videos and talk about your story, also please message me, because you never know who's going to need to hear it. And I think that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you so